Denver Seminary has a mission to prepare men and women to engage the world with the redemptive power of the gospel and the life-changing truth of Scripture. The Urban Initiative adds to that in a personal, contextualized, spiritual, and spirit-led manner. So we do contextualization as it relates to the mission of the seminary. The Urban Initiative basically has three focus areas: to expand the presence of Black students in Denver Seminary degree programs, to enhance the life of students on the seminary campus, and to extend the educational resources of the seminary out into the urban communities. We have started a Certificate of Lay Ministry program. So the Certificate of Lay Ministry is designed to target leaders, church pastors, ministry, individuals that are involved in ministry, to equip them in a contextualized manner to prepare them to engage the truths of Scripture. And it serves a twofold manner. It equips people to work in the local church, and at the same time, those that go through the program, it whets their appetite to want more of a seminary education, so it creates a pathway for them to come to seminary once they finish this program.
When I was sitting in the graduation at the Southeast Christian Church, I just started reflecting back on my husband's grandfather, Reverend Eugene Florence. We call him Granddaddy. And Granddaddy suffered great injustice. He went to seminary back in the 50s. He wasn't allowed to study in the classrooms. He had to go in the basement. He went for 8 years, 2 days a week. And when he completed his studies, he wasn't allowed to get the degree that he actually earned. When I was sitting there reflecting on Granddaddy, I just felt pride and proud that I was allowed to be a part of this graduation, a door is open for me to even get into the seminary. The seminary was going through some archives, and they discovered that they had a group of people, African American people, that had not gotten the degree that they had earned. And it just so happened Granddaddy had just turned 100 years old, and so they reached out to him and called him to the seminary and apologized publicly and gave him his Master's of Divinity. And from that point on, I think Granddaddy became a star, huh?
He was Hollywood.
He was all in the news, and he was even in the Ebony magazine, and just different. He was even in the Rocky Mountain News.
President Young, we invite Reverend Felix Gilbert, Director of Urban Initiatives at Denver Seminary, to recognize the significant achievement of our Institute of Ministerial Studies students who have completed their program. This is our inaugural class.
As a person that's been in ministry for over 10 years in the state of Colorado, I was extremely excited to have the opportunity to attend classes such as the Biblical Lay Certificate. I had no idea the impact that it was going to have on my life, as well as the hunger and the thirst that it poured out of me, and it gave me the understanding of the need to be equipped to be able to do the things that God has called us to in ministry. And so ultimately, it's now got me to a place where I want to pursue my Master's in Divinity and get all that God has for me.
I'm a business owner, so I get an opportunity now to pursue others that sit in my chair and let them know more about who God is. And I didn't know that the impact I was going to have with this program, but it's caused me to want to even go further.
I am so thankful that I had the opportunity to participate in the Urban Initiative classes through Denver Seminary. It has helped me in my job as being a manager with the Internal Revenue Service and speaking with different taxpayers and issues that they have in order to, at times, even minister to them of the things that I've learned.
I would simply like to thank the Denver Seminary for bringing the seminary out into the Aurora area and to sharing that classroom experience from campus here at our church.
It has been a journey and has had a huge impact on myself to help me grow spiritually, to help me grow more professionally, to just lead God's people in the way that God would want them to be led. I've chosen to move forward with my ministerial studies because the Lord has just placed on me that I need to dig deeper in Scripture and to fully prepare myself as a leader in the ministerial capacity.
Being the oldest student in my class, I'm a grandmother and I'm a great-grandmother, and I went back to school to learn more about what Jesus say that we should be able to do. I've learned so much, and I found out that you're never too old to learn, even though I thought that before I even began the classes. But I did retain, and I understood, and I believe that many people that think they are too old to go to school is very wrong. I just found that I was really been going by my Christianity the wrong way.
Annie Gladys Lewis.
The walk across that stage and get a diploma was the most exciting and most powerful thing that has happened to me in a very long time. I might be the second to the oldest person in that class, but it was awesome, and I really, really appreciate Pastor Felix bringing it to us.
And friends, families and friends, for allowing you to kind of give a year away of your life, type thing like that. Yeah. So I have your certificates here.
Our biggest takeaway was just the depth of the instruction that we were given, from counseling to different ministries such as chaplaincy, Christian ethics, things that I never actually thought about as it related to Jesus, but now it's given me a better perspective of who he is, and I want to see that further.
My biggest takeaway from the program and participating at Denver Seminary has been to really understand and knowing not just the truth, but God's truth.
I had or have lots of takeaways, but the one that stood out most to me was the Salt and Light seminar that we had, and the ethical part of it, talking about the justice system here that exists in the United States of America, more so dealing with the death penalty part of it.
I would say my biggest takeaway is our area that we studied on ethics, and with that, really learning how to just behave Christ-like and how to treat people and how to conduct yourself in a more Christian-like manner in society.